Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the video. So, I'm making my way through my process of making a comic. I've never done it before, and so this is a thing that is happening. That's the first page. I'm not finished with it. What I'm going to do is, at least the plan for now, is to do most of it physically, color a lot of it, and then do some of it digitally. So I'm probably going to do most, if not all, of the backgrounds digitally, just because I'm not very good at backgrounds, and that will make it easier for me because I have all the tools, and if I screw up, digital stuff, it's just so much easier to try again. But that's the first page. Got the second page, which I'm going to continue on. For now, I'm just doing most of the characters. And because my handwriting's bad, I won't be writing the text myself. I'll be, of course, digitally doing that stuff. And I don't know how big I'll need these boxes to be. So for now, they're just in there as placeholders for, text and all that jazz. But later on, I'll, use stuff. All right, let's continue this madness. So the name of my comic is 2X, and it is about a guy named Thane who has lived his entire life in a box. Due to some unrelated events, he's freed, and he just wants to see everything there is to the world. Some opportunities present themselves in the guise of coincidence, just stuff happens and he ends up in the position of becoming a pirate captain. This guy that I'm drawing right here, this is Sigmar. He is the first person that Thane ever meets. And so he immediately becomes very attached to him in a very gay way. Thane, whenever he agrees to become a pirate, he doesn't even know what a pirate is. He's had a very strange knowledge of the world, in that most of the knowledge that was put in his mind that he was taught, which he was just, if you look, pretty much the only thing that he's had, like he's never even met another human being. This speaker has been like his knowledge of the world. Sometimes while he's sleeping, they'll slip books in there. But for the most part, he's pretty much just had no contact with people. As a result, he's very curious and unaware of a lot of dangerous things about the world. Like he wants to know everything, but he doesn't realize that some things, yeah, maybe you shouldn't know those things. Yeah, guns are a thing that exists that I'm gonna pretend I know how to draw. I've drawn some good guns in the past, but like, right now, Yeah, this is the thing. It's okay. It's not the worst thing in the world, but like, it's certainly not the best. On some level, I am very much making all this stuff. Yes, there's like glue on this table. It's kind of crusty. Making things great. Yeah, this is good enough for me. I'll come back and do some other things. There's some windows, like he broke in through the window and it's supposed to be like sliding in, but like... Wonderful, I've already screwed up. It's fine. Sigmar is, I don't know if you can read this, but he's called the Black Death. He's the world's greatest assassin. And this was going to be his last job, killing this young girl. I have a weird mixed feelings about these hands. I really like them, but at the same time, they're probably too big. But, you know, it's whatever. I'm not picky. I think this is the next page. I kind of lost some order in my pages, but I'll fix it later. This is Clara, and this is the old captain. I made this so... Okay. I'm just gonna freehand this one. I just don't even care. That's generally how I do most of my art. I know a lot of people are very picky about their art, but not me. This world is taking place during an ice age, so like pretty much everywhere you go is very cold. There's some places that are cooler than others, but there's a large portion of the world that is just frozen ocean, and it makes it really hard to traverse from east to west. The place where you're supposed to, traverse to those places is very dangerous because everybody uses. So literally everybody's there. The government's there. Other criminals are there. Anything, everything. I had some fun with the names of my countries. Because when I name things, I never take anything too seriously as far as naming goes. Naming's just fun. But she's from the country of Denver. Denver is one of the biggest countries in this world because why not? It's nothing like Denver, just shares the name. There is a place, and can't think of the name at the moment though, that is supposed to be like Australia and has a similar name to Australia, but it really is me at my best when I'm not trying to think this so much, because I don't know, I'm not worried about my lines, and so I'm not like freaking out. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? A lot of times when you overthink something that you're good at, it ruins you just a little bit. Like, I expected it to be harder because I'm doing this at a distance because I'm, filming it, but it's actually made it better for some reason. Don't know. Maybe it's because I'm not like forcing myself to be too close and I can see the bigger picture better. I don't know. Let me get a future page for reference. Ah! Fix it later. Okay. I accidentally just got pen on one of the pages because I'm special. Okay, so that's what I wanted to make sure, because I know I just kind of threw things together for a lot of the characters. I didn't, reference them whenever I was sketching out the pages. This is a scene that I'm showing right now, but context will be given to it way later in the story. It's mostly just introducing the characters. Pretty much entirely guesstimating with the size of these lines, which probably isn't the best way to do it, but it's the way I'm doing it. I don't know if I'm gonna fill the sides in with black, or if I want to, you know, save that for special moments. The first like 3 pages are splash pages, just introducing the characters in different locations. Wrong side. One of the sides is bumpier than the other. And a lot of the first pages are all 3 panels, because I wanted to show a lot visually, and then like as it gets further you get more panels because there's more dialogue and less just, you know, here's the world that I want to show you. Because like the first few pages is just Thane being free, and you know, he's looking at everything and he wants to see it all. There's nobody to talk to. He's just seeing what's there until he runs into Thane. I don't know how to draw wings, honestly. Just kind of throw them together and they exist. They become existence. Okay. Let's see how I want to do this guy. All right. This is Captain Round. Haven't thought too much about him. Most that has been mentioned is just by other characters, because you don't really get to see him very long. He dies within seconds of you meeting him, and that's how Thane becomes captain. But he will be integral to the 2 crewmates that end up staying, while the others just kind of leave, because they're just like, yeah, I don't want to be part of this crew. Not with someone else being captain. You know, that's something that Captain Brown stated himself, that, you know, if somebody was to overthrow him, to kill him, they would become the new captain. And that's not like a pirate thing in this world. That's just a him thing. But you know, they're pirates, so like their sense of honor is, you know, lukewarm. But Clara, the ship's hers. She created it or designed it. So, you know, she's not leaving her baby. And there's a kid who you'll see on the next page. He stays because she's the only person that he likes. Everybody else who left, you know, sucked. It was mean to him because he's just the cabin boy. But he also himself has a sense of armor. He's actually, if this was somebody else's story, he'd probably be the main character. Just because he's such a good boy. He's like the most emotionally mature of the group. Despite everything. He's like, the best way to describe him is that he will help you and he'll complain about helping you while helping you. Like he's a bit of a smart mouth, but he's always there for other people. Captain Round, he has mixed feelings about because the guy did kidnap him. But he also kind of respects him because he wasn't, like, he was treated terribly by a lot of the crew members, but he wasn't treated completely terribly by him. But, you know, Captain Round also wasn't a good guy. But then again, like, what's his name? Thane, the main character, also isn't really a good guy. Because he has no sense of morality. He's lived his entire life in a box. His sense of morality is kind of whatever I want. That's part of the story, though, you know. His sense of morality is supposed to develop. I don't know what I'm looking at right here. Okay. Oh well. I suppose you wouldn't know he's captain without this big, ridiculous coat, but I haven't really thought this through, have I? I gotta look at the page closely because I drew this so light. Okay. I know a lot of artists don't like drawing hands, but I actually really like drawing hands. They don't always turn out great. It's kind of mixed with me. But, I don't know. There's something elegant about hands to me. Good enough for me. As long as you can tell that it looks like something, then it's okay. You know? Sometimes I draw really good hands, but I struggle with the size because a lot of the times the best hands turn out pretty big because I'm able to fit in all the detail that I want. Come on. Why? Just pen. Be job. I am pressing very hard on this pen, probably too hard. I don't usually press hard, but I guess that's what I'm doing today. Sure as a hand. If you're looking for art tips, the answer is I don't know. I don't do a lot of structure. I used to when I was first learning. I did a lot of the structure stuff, but like, I don't know. I got into probably a bad habit of just going with the flow, and sometimes I'll do structure when I want to draw something very specific. Like I have a particular pose that I want to get right. Like, where is it? It's a somewhat recent page. That's not right. Yeah, my out of order pages. Okay. Where is it? Come on. This is how I live my life. Here it is. This one. I actually spent some time trying to get all of that correct because I wanted it to look right. I suppose by nature that means that, you know, drawings will have varying quality, but, you know, I think it's fine. If I want to emphasize a moment, then having a better drawing is just a great way to do that. That's not what I meant to do. It's fine. It's fine. That is... classic peg leg. There we go. Not looking forward to doing this. This is the rail of the ship. Drawing objects, backgrounds, you know, I've neglected it. A lot of it is because I don't like drawing it, and you can't get good at something if you just don't do it. That's why a lot of people, you'll hear a lot of people be like, oh, you're so talented. You know, I could never do art like that. And it's just like, well, it takes a lot of practice. You gotta sit down and actually do it. Something that I really liked. I can't remember who said it. It was a YouTuber that was talking about going to an art class, and his art teacher told him that he wanted him to draw a car, and he was just like, I've never drawn a car before. And the teacher's just like, well, yeah, that's why you're... Of course not. Art is 100% practice. Just like any other skill, if you have two hands and a normal brain, you can maybe some people it takes longer for them to get good at others, and some people just, you know, are really good at it. But ultimately, it's not like, if your hands function properly, it's not like singing. But even then, like singing, I think anybody can get to like an average level of singing if they practice and they have the right, you know, stuff going on, and they don't have like damaged vocal cords like my brother. I think people can learn most things, and when they see other people do things, they assume that they just came out doing those things because it looks so effortless. But the fact is, they took time and effort doing something that they liked to do. Or maybe they didn't even like to do it at first and they were forced to do it. Or they forced themselves because they, you know, wanted to. Ultimately, though, if it's something that you want to do, just do it. Just do it. You're not going to be good at it. You know, just like, say, someone learning to skate, you know, rollerblade or ice skate, whatever, they're going to fall on their ass several times. When you first do drawings, they're going to be shit. No other way of putting it. Just, they're going to be shit. But, if you just, you know, immediately go, well, I drew shit, I guess I'm always gonna draw shit. Well, that's not true. That's just how you feel now because you've seen other people do things. But you shouldn't compare yourself to others. The best way is to compare old art and new art. Like, draw something for the first, I don't know, 10 days, and then compare what the first drawing looked like to the next drawing. There's also a level of how much effort are you putting into this art? Because, you know, a lot of people will be like, oh, well, I can just draw stick figures. Just like, well, have you ever even tried to draw anything other than stick figures? Because if you do nothing but draw stick figures, you're not going to be able to draw something that isn't a stick figure. Ah, here we go. This is Benny. I don't know how I feel about this page, but commit, you know? I've already drawn it. And that's all there is to say. Art's just like skateboarding in some ways. Sometimes you just gotta commit. If you overthink things, then you won't get there. Now, some people, their entire thing is overthinking things, and that's why they're so great. Not me. I'm a normal ADHD person, and overthinking things is the enemy. No, that's too far. It's fine. And that's the wash machine. Isn't it lovely? I, for the most part, do digital art. So doing this is a bit out of my comfort zone, just a little bit, because I've gotten to a point where I just don't do traditional art as much as I used to. This is the last, should be the last splash page. I hate that these are all out of order. Yeah, it is the last splash page. Okay. Got some semblance of order here. Great. Wonderful. Okay, yeah. Okay. I've, for the most part, fixed the order of pages. Benny's a good boy. He ends up being a lot of Thane's moral compass, just because he's kind of just normal compared to a lot of the other characters. Like, Sigmar ends up teaching Thane just generally the most because, number one, he's just very knowledgeable, and two, Thane likes him the most. But Benny, in a lot of ways, he just kind of takes care of the captain. And he's never really had anyone other than Clara to just treat him like a normal human being. I mean, as normal as Thane treats anyone, because Thane doesn't exactly know how to treat other people. But that's kind of what Benny sort of teaches him. You know, like, stay out of other people's personal space. Hey, if somebody's got a problem, it's personal, maybe you shouldn't get in their business. You don't need to... What's happening here? Okay. Benny might be the most typical looking character. I don't know. Their designs are... I guess my goal with Thane initially was to make him look as innocent as possible. And my inspiration... Normally I don't draw characters with like super big eyes. That's just not my style. But I really wanted that innocent look, so I kind of based his eyes off of Icarus from Heaven's Lost Property. Generally, I tried to keep his face kind of like hers in that it's on the, you know, like, not super emotional side, and then he'll have just bursts of energy and excitement. Oh Oh my gosh, I don't know about this hand. I started it, and I've got to finish it, you know? It's fine, just, there we go. Crisis averted. Putting up them dukes. So this whole thing was just kind of showing, you know, not necessarily, this one is probably more current, but just them before Thane comes into their life. Although Clara losing her hand is quite a bit before Thane comes into her life. It is important. It's actually very important. I'd rather not spoil too much, but I guess it doesn't matter all that much because nobody even knows about this. But, you know, for the most part, doing art for myself is the best. Obviously, you know, it would be nice. It's always nice to get, you know, recognition and know that